Right. Well, g'day, flatties and reality defenders. It's Critical Think from Down Under. Just get the sound adjusted here. Right. Well, g'day, flatties and reality defenders. And cut the echoes. All right. So, well, here we are. Now, I'm busy as a bee here. The most interesting thing that's been going on is, of course, all the what we call flatty tears. But I've still got a little bit of a hangover of my cold or whatever. I may cough and sniff, so I'm very sorry about that. I'll try and mute at the right time. I can't edit it out, so that's where we're at. So this picture that you see, this is one of the most amazing sights that I took a picture of this, which was that's ice sculpted by the wind and little bits of snow on top here. Now apparently I wasn't in Antarctica, and I didn't take that, according to some people. And I don't know where they think we were. But it's totally hilarious that people are saying we faked it all, didn't go to Antarctica. And it's not just hilarious, it's absurd. And it's similar to the moon landing, so thank you, all those people, moon landing deniers. That's helped me realise that, yeah, more than ever, the moon landings must have happened, because you're giving this exact same arguments. I was there in Antarctica, and you're trying to say that I wasn't. That's pretty interesting. So, I've got to get my measurements done in a video. I've got to do that video. I've also now committed to another video to counter the nonsense that P-Brain puts out. And so P-Brain, he's put out a video with my name on it because I went to his comments to try to tell him what he was doing wrong. He starts out his video by saying the Earth doesn't rotate, and then he produces some thought experiments, which he thinks is evidence. On the other hand, I've gone out and I've done my calculations and predictions, and I've gone and weighed things in Antarctica and Chile, and however you say it, and I've got the measurements and the evidence and the science, and all he's got is cartoons and thought experiments. So I've got another very challenging video to make there to try and explain how P-Brain's got it wrong. So I mean, it's pretty silly. Science versus pseudoscience, but anyway, that's what happens in this game. So, what do we got here? What else can I reiterate? All right. Maybe somebody asked me this before, but regrets about the trip. All right. I was pretty busy before the trip. I had to make sure that my experiment was good to go. So I focused all my effort on that. I didn't get around to getting my 360 camera working and bring the correct equipment for the tripod, etc., etc. Excuse me. So I regret I didn't have my 360 camera working. From now I see you can never have enough 360 cameras. I think we had about 5 or 6, something like that. and mine would not have been a one too many. Just fix the sound here. Right, so that's one regret. I didn't get my 360 camera working. Anyway, there wasn't much time we had there, but MC Toon, he was a champion with the experiments. I admire his dedication and his hard work, and I admire Dave McKeegan's dedication and hard work. They certainly did a lot with their photography and everything else. So, let's see what I've got here. Rob Barton, your large ring lasers also measure Earth rotation. Thank you. Yeah, I tried to tell P-Brain, for example, that we already know the Earth rotates, so him saying it cannot possibly rotate is absolute rubbish. How did they get the giant hyper-realistic LED screens to Antarctica? Yes, totally absurd. So yeah, Dave McKeegan put in a lot of work. Give Jaron he did put up a camera and everything and done a bit. So yeah, I'll wait and see if there were other experiments and that, but I think my experiment was very important. So as I said before in Duffy's live stream, that I believe that this is a world first for this experiment. Nobody before, as far as I know, nobody before has made a prediction of what a 1,000-gram mass will weigh before going to Union Glacier and then going there and weighing it. And so the interesting thing that I get is the very first question. Excuse me again. The very first question that any unbeliever will ask is, did you take into account the ambient temperature? Did you take into account the atmospheric pressure? So these are silly questions. The reason it's like asking. Just say you're measuring, for instance, the drag. You're just making a measurement about drag on an automobile, and somebody says to you, "Did you take into account the speed change when a bug hits the windscreen?" So it's nonsensical, and this sort of question. So now, as I've said before, if anybody wants to ask me these questions, did I take this into account, did I take that into account, blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, tell me what the expected weight change is in grams per degrees centigrade. Give me that number, and then I'll answer the question. Give me the expected weight change in terms of barometric pressure, grams per hectopascals or something. So, yeah, that'll stop everybody dead in their tracks with that. And Walter Bislin is a great guy, and he has donated a lot of money to this. And if you go to his site, I'm pretty sure he's got on there somewhere that all these expected numbers that I just talked about, and all of these effects of temperature and pressure are so minuscule and way below the error threshold. So, yeah, it's like that. So, let's see if I can show this. So there's my preliminary results. This various different weights that I measured with my 1,000-gram mass, and and the WGS 84 prediction, that you can hardly distinguish between the green line and the red line there. Now you're thinking, hey, look, I've got my correlation here. I've got my dependent and independent variables correlated. Why do you think I should add temperature and barometric pressure and things like that when I already have the result? Yes. So I was asked to do barometric pressure by a member of the wolf pack, so I did it for them. And I'll be coming out with all this in a video. So there's this here, weight versus barometric pressure, and there's no correlation there. I don't even have a prediction for that yet. So people just say, oh, measure barometric pressure. Oh, okay, but why? And you know, what are the predictions associated with barometric pressure? There are none. The same, we had no predictions from the FLIRFs, no prediction from the flat earthers for any of the experiments. Toon had a ton of experiments, and all the flat earthers were asked for predictions and none given. And the only prediction I got for my experiment was, I think if you're familiar with my experiment, you'll know that Phuket Worth says a kilogram is a kilogram everywhere on Earth. So his prediction is that there's no change in weight. So all the flat Earth predictions that we had to make for them, and none of them have come to pass. And this is science. You make a prediction, then you measure. So, did you take into account the mass of FLIRF tears? No. We're just hoping for them. So, I've got the, while I mentioned that, thanks for the super chat there, and I've got the donation link in the description. So, I'm very grateful for the people that have donated so far, and I'm very happy to receive some more donations. I've got a what have I got? So I'm so busy now because I've got all this work to do, and going on a live stream is a little bit easier. It doesn't take hours and hours and hours of work to just pop up on the live stream. A little bit of preparation, not much. And so I'm currently, my good wife is still in Thailand having to deal with some important business. So I'm heading off back to Thailand in less than 3 weeks, and I think I'll have to try and set up a green screen in my studio over there. I found a flight that goes from Brisbane to Bangkok. Now, Jetstar, Australian airline, low-cost carrier, has just introduced this month a new flight, Brisbane to Bangkok, and that should make things a lot easier. I'm not sure if I'm going to take my scale this time to Thailand. There are some baggage limitations. I'm just flying with carry-on, and we'll see. I've got the extra carry-on I've purchased, just so that I think I can carry my scale again. So, yes. Yeah, look, I should have found the Walter Bislin numbers, but I've seen him post the numbers before about what causes significant weight difference and what does not. So any update on Whitset? I don't know, but interesting. So I think Whitset has gone from totally ignoring my experiment to now trying to make up stuff to debunk it. and Jaron is listening to what he says, and so Jaron tells us globers he says globers believe everything they hear from the mainstream science. This is not true. I'm a bit tired. Jaron's an okay bloke, but I'm a bit tired of him saying things like this that are not true. For instance, I've got another video planned. I'm going to show that Neil deGrasse Tyson was wrong. Yes, so we don't believe everything that mainstream science tells us. We do the experiments and do the investigations. And but instead, Jaron listens to Whitsitt. And Whitsitt says, the experiment doesn't work because if the universe was rotating around the Earth, then all the forces would be the same. I don't even think that's correct, but it's impossible that the universe is rotating around the Earth anyway. Let's see, what do we got here? A super chat for $25. Thank you very much. And that's, is that you, Greatest Sapien? Yes, thank you. And Greatest Haven says, Super Chats are great, but the GoFundMe doesn't have the 30% taken out. So please do donate to the GoFundMe as a preference. It's great. It works good. I get the money fairly quickly. And I can tell you, I do need the cash. Coughing there. Sorry. So somebody says, who is P-Brain? So he's a P-brained individual. Really, he's got a channel called P-Brain, although it's spelt differently. But people, I don't know, of course, people like to make joke of my channel name, Critical Think. Oh, why are you doing critical thinking? Your channel's called Critical Think. Well, a lot of people make fun of P-Brain's channel name. I can understand that. So here I've worked out, so Whitsitt, he must have a very good memory. Yeah, that's what I can think of. He must have a very good memory because he can regurgitate and make word salad out of a lot of stuff he's read and cherry pick the things he wants to say. And then, of course, the flat earthers don't know that they don't know any better. And they would just believe that Whitsitt is clever. It's funny that the people who haven't done my experiment and they don't understand the experiment love to criticise it from a point of view of armchair science, pseudoscience. So, and somebody, how's Mick doing? I haven't spoken to Mick since I got back. Just letting him enjoy his Christmas. And I am interested in talking to Mick and seeing if he's backflipping in any way or what's happened. But with all due respect to Mick, he did make a prediction. He did admit it was wrong. So far, got that, and he did donate $500 to my GoFundMe. So Mick, my respect. Yes. So I listened to a bit of that. Jaron totally ripped into the people that says we didn't go to Antarctica and things like that. It's pretty sad. The lengths the people will go to manufacture silly things, looking at the shadows. They don't understand perspective, blah, 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 blah. Oh dear, oh dear. Let me have a look here. Did anyone actually rescind their belief in flat Earth after this? Look, it will remain to be seen. I'm a bit surprised. I guess I'm a bit surprised. Jaron said the AE map doesn't work, and they're going to have to make up a new fake map or something. I don't know. I call it fake map, but there's no flat map that can possibly work with a 24-hour sun. It's impossible. And I don't know why. Jaron has his own reasons for what he's saying, but I'm seems to be still hanging on to the fact that the 24-hour sun doesn't change anything. In fact, it changes a hell of a lot. And I think that's why a lot of the flat earthers are bending over backwards trying to find any anomalies in the footage and making incorrect, false, untrue, unscientific statements about shadows and things. So I saw a little bit of the King Nico thing. That is off the planet. It's like that guy lives on a different planet. Surely he cannot be living on our planet. So that is the craziest stuff. Yes, craziest stuff I've ever seen. So one thing that the final experiment has done is brought out the really crazy stuff, and hopefully a lot of the sensible people around the world will recognise it for what it is. We're hoping that the final experiment will discourage some more normal people from taking up these crazy ideas, which are absolutely insane. Once the neurons, once the neural pathways have been altered, it's very difficult to get them back to normality. So we'll try and catch it before the neural pathways get stuck in down the rabbit hole. So that's an interesting thing there. Sean Hufford, you said Jaron saying Flurf attacking Flurf is new. He forgot that he led the charge to run Tiger Dan off the internet when Dan said AE map didn't work. I didn't know that. Interesting. But in the past, Jaron has really ripped into Globers and called them lies and stuff. And now he gets upset. People do the same to him. So Jaron, I was hoping that you would have a little bit more compassion. So I think it's shifted Jaron a little bit, but he needs to remember. I see I've still got some coffee left. Interesting. So, somebody, anything in particular that you want me to talk about the trip? There was something I wanted to mention. There's something I wanted to mention about the flight back. So most of you will be aware that a flatty offered me $500 if I could live stream the boarding and the unboarding of QF28. So he didn't believe this flight could be done because he's an AE map believer. And so yeah, I did what he said. I live streamed both ends, and he actually paid up. Now I think this is the very first flat earther to ever pay on a challenge. So kudos to Steve Ransom, and I'm going to be talking to him a little bit more. And I've got a bit. I would at least he may be open to some common sense. So on the flight, I also had another continuous recording running on a camera. Now I stuck it to the window with a couple of suction pads, but the head hostie said, "Oh no, you can't do that. We can't allow you to do that." And so, I had to find a different way. Now, luckily, there's a lot of very fortunate, what I call sort of coincidences that happen. So, luckily, I wasn't stuck with holding the camera in the window like this, just holding the camera there with my hand and then getting no sleep and my arm getting tired. So in a normal economy class seat, it's very difficult. So I wasn't in a normal economy class seat. So I had a good seat. I had a business class seat, and I had my selfie stick. So I attached the camera to my selfie stick, and then I propped it in the tray next to the window. And another very fortunate thing, prior to leaving Podrinas, prior to leaving there, I thought, look, I'm going to have to mount the camera stuff. Maybe I should buy some sticky tape. So I went and bought some sticky tape, and the sticky tape came very handy when trying to fix my camera pointing out the window. So that's very fortunate. So somebody says, why did Whitsett fake his breath with vape? I don't know. I don't even know if that happened or anything. I know nothing about it. And really, it's a stupid thing to discuss. You can see on my live streams that when you get into the shade or whatever, there's there you can see my breath on my live stream. And so, I don't even know why people are bringing this up. So what if he had a vape and then breath came out? I don't know. Who's to know why that is or how that is, and why is it important? I don't know. Vape gate. Let me see. Does anybody want to see if I've still got some photos? Anybody want to see some more photos? Good chance to show the Union Glacier holiday snaps. So this here, ice here, you see me here now. It's so slippery. I've never been able to get on ice before, and so we were down near the blue ice runway, and I said, "Oh, look at this ice!" And I go and step on it, and I slipped over. Of course, but Dave McKeegan was saying, "Don't do it!" Oh, too late. Don't step on the ice, he was going to say. So so they gave us spikes to walk on this. They gave us boot spikes and to walk over this ice here. So that was it. All right, here, let me see, what have we got here? So that's that's the blue ice runway there, where the aeroplane lands. And there's Dave McKeegan taking a photo there. I'll have a look at the PayPal just a minute. Yes. PayPals have been coming through. And that's Jonathan lying down taking a picture of the Blue Ice Runway. But don't forget now, this is all faked and we weren't really there. So how I was able to do this photo, I don't know. So interesting. Before they travel across this Blue Ice Runway, before they can do that, they have to get clearance because in case there's any planes about. And this was but anyway, this is when we went on a bit of an outing. This was our only sightseeing tour. Basically, we were so busy, and then we got cut one day short. And there we're back to here. Absolutely incredible scenery. But of course I didn't take these pictures because I wasn't there. When me and Toon shared a room with the big or the little spoon, I don't understand about big and little spoon, sorry. They was shooting through the window where there's this big F550 truck that we all sat in the back of. I got a picture of it on one of my live streams. I'll just see if I can run a quick check here on something. Hold on. Have a happy conversation there. Okay. I think, was it Jonathan Duff? Was that you? I've got to scroll back through. Yes. Okay. Yes, I got that. PayPal donation. So wonderful. Thanks very much for the donation. And GoFundMe is the preferred preferred vehicle for receiving donations. Thank you very much. So where are we up to now? David Wise said on a podcast that Will was in Antarctica for 10 months rehearsing his lines for the Midnight Sun live stream. Any comment about that? You're kidding me? That's some of the craziest stuff I've ever heard. I was there. David Weiss was not there, David. How can you know anything, David? You were not there. Hilarious. So people can make up stuff. They weren't there on the ice, and then in order for them to say these things, basically they're calling us liars, which is always the fallback position for someone who's enslaved by their own beliefs. They have their ego will not let them let go of their beliefs. And so when something challenges their belief and it seems like their belief may be wrong, they will then immediately resort to calling people liars. So this is disgusting behaviour. David Weiss. Disgusting. The thought of Flatties going through terabytes of video frame by frame, look, it warms my heart as well. Look, this is one of the great items that gives me great pleasure to know that that's what they're doing. Yeah, it's incredible. So, we had a flatty in the house, apparently, eh? Yeah, well, just having a lot of fun with that. Where are we up to with the photo? So, you can see the truck in the background there. We're trekking up the ice. Of course, we were all in Antarctica 10 months before rehearsing this, and I didn't take this photo. So, MC Toon Live on the phone, that was certainly classic, I have to say. It was classic. Where are the guns, Nathan? That's great. I mean, yeah, it's great. So, do I have any photos of scenic flight? Actually, I think I do. The scenic flight was very short, and the drone? The drone? You mean drone? Let me see. I had two cameras. I can't remember which camera I was using. Just let me check. What's this one? Let me... I guess that was taken out of an aeroplane with a wing on top. Yes, the weight experiment is fantastic. I love it, and it is amazing. So we got some pictures of the freighter taking off. So that's the freighter that brings stuff to Union Glacier. So there's a lot of documentation to do. We collected a lot of data. I collected data on the flight and video, and yeah, it's going to take ages, and we'll be putting it all together. There's enough videos here. There's enough photos, videos, data collection to carry on for quite some time. The aircraft was a Twin Otter, the one we went scenic flight. So I think this is a Russian aircraft. I'm not quite sure about that. I don't know my aircraft that well. But this one was, yeah. It would make sense if it was a Russian aircraft. Do you have measurement uncertainty and traceability? Well, probably I do, but I'll have to check what the term traceability means there. Measurement uncertainty, I certainly do have that in past videos. So I lost the plane eventually, this one, because I didn't have my tripod. I didn't have time to set up the tripod and didn't have it with me, so this is all handheld. And then somebody's head got in the way, so I had to move. And I managed to catch it that time. But then that's right, IL-76, that sounds about right. Because it had IL something on the side, or whatever that is, LL or IL or whatever, but yeah. It makes sense, the Russian aircraft is used to that climate. So, industrial nerd, what are you talking about? Did we have... did you demand something or something? What's going on there? Never sent the repeatability measurements? What are you talking about? Makes sense, man. Talk in English. Tell me what you want. So there's our transport on that day. big fat tired F550, cabin on the back, and a reasonable ride. Can scoot along pretty good on the smooth parts. So go back here. It is a pity we only stay 3 days. I would have liked another day there. Yeah. Right. We're looking at, just reading the comments. Do I know what the mountains are made of? Are they volcanic? No, I don't have much idea about the geology of Antarctica there. But of course they're mountains with a lot of ice stuck in between them. So apparently the glacier that we're on, Union Glacier, moves, I don't know, a metre or two a year or something. I don't know how that happens, but anyway, geology is not my strong point. So the battery low beep for a smoke detector. Yes, you would have heard that. Funnily enough, the smoke detector itself is supposed to have a 10-year battery, and it was only installed this year. So I'll have to get that fixed sometime. But right now it's just annoying, and it doesn't wake me up at night. So there it goes, beep. Yeah, just annoying, and can't turn the detector off. That would not be wise. So just let it go for the moment. So what's the time now? Oh, all right, we're coming up to the hour, and so can you show us the scales you use? There's plenty of pictures of my scales on my live streams, on my past videos. So yes, I can show you the scales. Just go look on there for now. The Ronald Munson expedition doesn't get enough attention. Thank you for the super chat there. So I'm just reading some of the comments. If someone's got anything specific they want me to talk about, just put it in there. Did anybody have a 24-hour shot of the night in the... Yeah, no, I don't know. Good morning, Hugh Jars. And everybody enjoy their Christmas dinner. I on diet restrictions, so I still had a nice dinner, but nothing that would harm myself. So I didn't have the usual plum pudding and custard. I love plum pudding and custard, but I didn't have it. So somebody's predicting Jaron will transition from flat Earth to geocentrism. Well, that's possible. He's already listening to what the rubbish that Whitsett is saying about that. And I haven't talked with Mick since. I'll get in touch with him in the next few days. So I'll see if I can meet up with him or at least chat. So, Industrial Nerd, can you please specify how much temperature and humidity will affect the weight? I'll give that to me in grams for unit of buoyancy or whatever, and then I'll listen to what you got to say about that. So my take on that is that I've done these tests with so-called temperature and humidity measurements, and I've worked out that buoyancy has next to no effect, way below the error margin. So if you think differently, sure, do the experiment, do the calculations if you like, and tell me how much effect that temperature and humidity variations will have on the scales. So I've already done that, but you can make that exercise yourself. Hugh Jars, how dishonest are Whitsett and Jaron? Reluctant to call them dishonest, but certainly I would call them more like stupid, brainwashed. How they're wrong, and they're still reluctant, very reluctant to accept facts. The flight from Sydney to Santiago and the return from Santiago to Sydney, that is the one that flat earthers many times claimed to be fake or non-existent, yes. And I did receive a $500 donation from a flat earther that did not believe just this very week that this flight was able to fly in the less than 14 hours. So I proved it to him, and I got paid $500. Great. So, Industrial Nerd, you messing with me? Okay, I got it. Whitsett, so you got to know. Look, Whitsett, I'm thinking that his special ability, is A, photographic memory, and B, an incredible word salad generation ability. So if you gave him an actual problem, a math problem, I'm willing to bet that he could not do it. And but yes, he has abilities, very admirable abilities, but if he only uses them for good instead of evil, I think he'd be a great guy. So there was a different flatty that promised 10,000. So there was another flat earther that you pointed out, Fred and Six Fly. So that was a different flat earther, I believe. But I could be wrong about that. So Emma M. Yes, I think his word salad superpower is a superpower. I mean, I can't do that. I mean, the guy's incredible with the word salad. The messages are running past too quick. £10, £2 cheese, mate. £10, not £10, €10. Who recorded the meet and greet where the final experiment was explained when Whitsett made the one guy angry? So I don't remember. I'm not sure which incident you're talking about, but MC Toon recorded most things. Yes, huge R's. Even if you were near the scales, I think I've demonstrated that you probably your mass is even not enough to make much of a difference to the measurement. I did a calibration check of my scales returning home. There's a short on my channel. I did it as a short. So, yes, so the scale retained its calibration all the way to Antarctica and back. I had 2 scales that I took with me, one in the checked baggage, one in my hand luggage, and they both retained their calibration. And MC Toon has the other $20 kitchen scale. Yes, it'd be nice to have, chat together, yeah. Huge R's challenge accepted, right? Okay, got that. Okay, Otto, I think you could do a Whitsett impersonation, eh? How do you fit in all the green seats on the blue screen? Yes, 0.05. So thank you there. Worked out the max error due to buoyancy to be around 0.05 milligrams for a 500 milligram steel weight. So my weights are 1,000 grams. So 0.05 milligram is way below the threshold of measurement. I did work it out once. It's in one of my videos. And yeah, that sounds about right. This is why I weigh 1,000 grams. Said that all these things are way below the level of noise. Yeah, Jaron said he wanted to punch Whitsett in the... He said that on his stream. Well, I didn't see any particular incidents, but... remember, Whitsett was the reluctant passenger in all of this. I get the impression he was a reluctant to go, and, oh, all right, do I have to do this? And he probably pretty much thought it was never going to happen, and then at the last minute he had to come. So yeah, he was just there as Jaron's flatty buddy. So I think so again, yeah, we go like so thanks again for everybody who's donated something. That's wonderful, and it's another reason why I'm doing these live streams and things. Get as much information as possible out there. I haven't been a big live streamer in the past, and it takes many hours to build a really good video, and one that scientifically as correct as possible. What's it like to be around people who are genuinely as stupid as they act online? Well, when you meet them as normal people, they don't appear stupid, and it's only when they open their mouth. So I don't know anything about Whitsett's vaping or anything. I wasn't paying any attention. Sometimes him and Jaron would go off and have a little bit of time outside, and I don't know anything about it. I wasn't taking any notice. I don't care. Nothing to do with me. Whitsett apparently thinks light from a mirror is not subject to refraction, so how much... Yes, that's correct. It's pretty plain that he understands very little. It's a very good word salad generator. And so that's why I said I think he has a photographic memory and is able to generate word salad and makes the appearance of appearing to know what he's talking about. Jolly Man is obviously a chatbot. I think I agree with that. What is my opinion on the flat earthers who turned down the free trip? To me, now this is my opinion. If I was a genuine flat earther and someone offered me a free trip, and because I was a truth seeker, I would say, oh my God, I must go. Thank you for the free trip. But if I happened to be a flat earther that is making a lot of money out of the flat Earth and didn't want to jeopardise that in any way, I'd probably make up an excuse not to go on a free trip to Antarctica. So, I don't know, I think you've all heard that there will be a documentary. So, interesting. Interesting to see what's actually allowed to get out and what comes out, and how stupid I look in the documentary. Anyway, we'll see about that. Oh, the border control. Oh, yes. Every security checkpoint. I think there's only one. Interesting. At Chile, it's the only place that I've been to that they don't ask me, what's this, when I see the calibration weights. Where was it? Normally, wait a minute. There was one. Maybe I'm mistaken about that. There was one checkpoint. I can't remember where it was. The guy, looks like he was new to the job, and he's pulls out the calibration weights. Oh, I don't think you can have those on the plane. I said I take them everywhere. I've been take them everywhere. They're always with me. And he goes, he had to ask another person. And the other guy said, yeah, that's all right. But so nearly every time somebody will say, oh, I've got to look what's in your bag. And they go, what's this? What's this? Calibration weight. Oh, you see, look, I got the scale here as well. So one day somebody's going to get all official on me and say, oh, no, you can't take that on the plane. It almost happened just there on this trip, but, and it almost happened to Greater Sapien. Is one of his security checkpoints, because Greater Sapien did this experiment on a smaller scale back in 2019. I don't know what my calibration weights are made of. So the big batteries are allowed, as long as you're only allowed to carry two that are between 100 kilowatts and 160. So that's between 20,000 and 27,000 milliamp hours. I think that was limited to two, but MC Toon had it. He got a few of those through, but the limit, anything above 27,000 milliamp hour, they won't let you take on any plane. It has to go cargo. And so sometimes I get when I go to the airport, I take the weights out first, and people say, no, don't take anything out. I said, look, I'll just take these out because I know they're gonna want to see them anyway. And so I take them out. Save me the trouble opening my bag. One time I went through one time in Bangkok, I open my bag and take out a couple of things, and then I forgot to zip the bag up again. Oops. everything fell on the floor. Oh dear. So, yeah, I can't remember which airport it was this time, but I went through one airport and they did not ask me. So one of those, I think maybe 2 times, they did not ask me to take out my weights out of my bag. I just... Interesting. MC Toon did a magnetic strength measurement and a magnetic declination and magnetic inclination measurement, but he certainly did a magnetic strength measurement. He did one at Punta Arenas. So I don't know my weight's actually classification, but thanks for asking. And what does it matter? I'm comparing relative weights, not absolute. Right. I think it's nearly time to wrap this up then. And see how much I can do on creating another video today. Like I said, flat out. Also got to go shopping. They have no eggs. So we've got this bout of bird flu going on in Australia. And so, no eggs. Eggs is one of my things that I can eat. And I'll go down the shop today and see if they still got no eggs. But, wonderful. Okay. I think I'm going to cut this now. Yeah, we're going a little bit over an hour. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the donations. I really appreciate that. That helps a lot. And we hopefully will be able to talk about many things in videos. And I'll see if I can get another interview with Mick and things like that. But yes. So until next time, bye fladdies and globe. Bye fladdies and globe.